Coloration, fashion design. Darkness of a shirt is measured in units of shade. If 3 ounces of dye increases the shade of a shirt by 1, then how many ounces of dye must be used to raise from 2 to 6? And what we're asked to solve is how many ounces of dye must be used, how much be inputted, right? So this is actually going to end up being our X term. So this is a good time to pause it and see if you can solve this one. This one's particularly difficult. And so hopefully after you're done unpausing it, what you would notice what makes it difficult is figuring out your slope, your M, because it is given to you, but it's not very direct. And what I mean by that is that this yellow here is going to be our M, and that's going to be our rate. But we have two numbers here. We have 3 and 1. So what does that mean? Is it 3 times 1? Is it 3 divided by 1? Where it's actually going to end up being 1 divided by 3, or M is going to be 1/3. Okay? And we look at that 2. That 2 term is going to end up being our initial start, right? That's how dark this shirt already is. So this is our initial, all right, initial total output, or how far we already are to the end goal. And 6 is going to be our final set. And as we mentioned earlier, X is what we are solving for. So let's go ahead and rewrite with our numbers properly placed. So Y is going to be 6. M is going to be 1/3 because you need 3 ounces in order to get 1 unit of darkness. So that tells you that it's coming in small increments. You have to do something 3 times to get 1 result, which tells you that every time you do it or have an input, you're doing it by thirds, and then plus 2 there at the end, and now we can start solving for our X term, or our input. So we subtract 2 from both sides, minus 2, and then you have 4 equals 1/3 X. How do we get that by itself? We're going to just multiply everything by the reciprocal of that fraction to get X by itself. So essentially just multiplying it by 3. And what we see is X is going to equal 12. Our total input, or total ounces of dye needed.